Welcome to Hollywood Actions. In today's video, we're exploring a fascinating chapter of cinema history with unforgettable science fiction and adult-themed cult films from the 1970s. If you enjoy discovering rare and unusual movies from Hollywood's past, you're in the right place. Now, let's travel back to the 1970s and discover the stories behind these remarkable cult films. 1. Cinderella 2000, 1977. Released in 1977, Cinderella 2000 offered a futuristic reinterpretation of the classic fairy tale. Instead of a magical kingdom, the story takes place in a technologically advanced future where romance unfolds in a modernized society. The filmmakers blended comedy, science fiction, and fantasy while adapting familiar characters for a futuristic setting. The colorful costumes, imaginative sets, and playful atmosphere reflected the experimental spirit of late 1970s cinema. Although the film received limited theatrical attention, it appealed to viewers interested in unusual adaptations of classic stories. Over time, it became a cult favorite because of its creative concept and distinctive visual style. Today, Cinderella 2000 remains an interesting example of how filmmakers reimagine timeless fairy tales through the lens of science fiction, creating a film that stands apart from more traditional versions of the Cinderella story. 2. SexWorld, 1978. Released in 1978, SexWorld was loosely inspired by the concept of the classic television series Westworld, imagining a fictional resort where visitors could explore their deepest fantasies. Rather than focusing on technology alone, the film examined human desires, personal choices, and emotional consequences through a science fiction framework. Its ambitious production values, carefully designed sets, and structured storytelling distinguished it from many other adult productions of the era. While controversial because of its subject matter, the film attracted attention for attempting to combine dramatic storytelling with futuristic ideas. Over the years, SexWorld has been discussed by film historians as an example of how adult cinema occasionally experimented with more elaborate narratives during the 1970s. Its reputation today rests largely on its unique concept and its place within cult film history. 3. Star Virgin, 1979. Released in 1979, Star Virgin blended science fiction, comedy, and fantasy into a colorful, low-budget adventure. The story follows visitors from another world whose arrival on Earth leads to humorous situations and unexpected encounters. Like many cult productions of its time, the film emphasized entertainment through imaginative storytelling instead of sophisticated visual effects. Bright costumes, futuristic props, and exaggerated performances reflected the playful style common in late 1970s independent filmmaking. Although it never became a mainstream hit, Star Virgin found appreciation among fans of obscure science fiction cinema. Its campy charm and willingness to embrace unusual ideas have helped preserve its reputation among collectors and cult movie enthusiasts. Today, it remains a memorable example of how filmmakers combined humor and futuristic imagination during an era of cinematic experimentation. 4. The Curious Female, 1970. Released in 1970, The Curious Female was among the earliest films to combine science fiction with satirical social commentary aimed at adult audiences. Directed by Paul Rapp, the story imagines a distant future in which natural human reproduction has largely disappeared, and people study the customs of earlier generations as historical curiosities. Using humor and futuristic settings, the film explores changing social values and technological advancement rather than relying on traditional action or adventure. Its imaginative premise reflected the growing interest in speculative fiction during the late 1960s and early 1970s. Although the movie remained a niche release, it eventually gained recognition among cult cinema enthusiasts for its unusual concept and satirical tone. Today, The Curious Female is remembered as an inventive blend of science fiction and social observation that captured the experimental spirit of its era. 5. The Opening of Misty Beethoven, 1976. Released in 1976, The Opening of Misty Beethoven is widely regarded as one of the most ambitious adult films ever produced. Directed by Radley Metzger, the movie takes inspiration from George Bernard Shaw's Pygmalion and the musical My Fair Lady. The story follows an etiquette expert who attempts to transform an ordinary woman into a sophisticated socialite. Unlike many productions of its era, the film featured elegant European locations, polished cinematography, stylish costumes, and a carefully structured narrative. Critics praised Metzger's artistic direction and attention to visual detail, helping the film gain recognition beyond its original audience. Over the years, historians have frequently cited The Opening of Misty Beethoven as one of the finest examples of narrative filmmaking during the golden age of adult cinema. Its influence continues to be discussed in documentaries and books about independent filmmaking in the 1970s. 6. Café Flesh, 1982. Although released in 1982, Café Flesh deserves mention because it represents the culmination of the science fiction themes explored during the previous decade. Directed by Steven Sayadian, the film is set in a post-apocalyptic future where most of humanity has become unable to experience physical intimacy following a mysterious nuclear disaster. The story unfolds inside an unusual nightclub where performers entertain emotionally detached audiences in a surreal environment. Rather than relying on action, the film emphasizes artistic visuals, experimental production design, theatrical performances, and symbolic storytelling. Its striking cinematography and avant-garde atmosphere distinguished it from conventional science fiction films. Initially attracting only a niche audience, Café Flesh has since become a respected cult classic among film scholars and genre enthusiasts. Today, it is remembered for its imaginative world-building, artistic ambition, and its unique blend of dystopian science fiction and psychological drama. Thank you so much for watching Hollywood Actions. If you enjoyed this journey into the history of these remarkable cult films, be sure to like, subscribe, and share the video with your friends. Let us know in the comments which of these movies surprised you the most and what classic films you'd like us to explore next. Until next time, thanks for watching.